Hampton, and I'm so proud to be the Executive Director of the San Francisco Domestic Violence Consortium. Hello, everybody. So what is justice for a billion people? That's a question with a lot of different answers. A billion answers, maybe. But in our little corner of the world, in San Francisco, it still has a lot of answers.
That's right!
Justice can mean safety. Safety from street violence, sexual violence, and economic violence. It can mean the freedom to love and be loved by whoever you want, the freedom to marry or not. Justice could mean freedom to move around the world without fear. Immigration reform, a revolution. Justice could mean the freedom to learn the language and the language of technology. We hear that the engine of our new economy is STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Everyone should have access to the future. And justice, my friends, is access to the future. Do not be shut out of your future. And in San Francisco, justice means access to housing. Who are my housing friends? Housing, safety, technology is the future of San Francisco, and everyone must have access to it. And justice means economic justice, housing justice, social justice. And economic justice isn't just for the well-to-do, the well-educated, and the well-connected. It's for working mothers, immigrants and immigrant communities. It's for survivors of trauma and violence. It's for veterans. It's for homeless and the nearly homeless. The LGBTQ community and our transgender sisters in focus on our transgender sisters. It's the teacher, the artist, the musician, the janitor, the non-profit advocate. And those who love our city and keep it strong and safe and vital. Justice, my friends, is the engine of the future. Don't be fooled. It's justice. Rise up, demand justice. There are a million of us depending on you.
Hello, San Francisco. I am Silvia Vasquez Lavado, and I am a survivor of child sexual abuse. For years, I carried a lot of shame of what had happened to me. I couldn't find a voice to express the pain and anger I was going through. I couldn't come to terms that what had happened to me was not my fault. Last year, here at San Francisco's 1 Billion Rising, I witnessed the collective healing of so many of you coming together to massively raise awareness for violence against women and girls. So to all of you who were here last year, thank you. You inspire me so profoundly that today I stand in front of you as a V-Day activist who found her voice. Today I am rising for justice because many of us never saw justice for years. Today I'm rising for justice because many of us were silenced and shamed. I am rising for justice because our stories are no longer going to be disregarded and doubted. I am rising for justice because the power of our collective voices right here is a call to those who are still suffering in silence. Speaking out is going to help us bring justice. Speaking out is going to help take charge of our lives. Speaking out is going to help take back our dignity and proudly embrace our courage. So San Francisco, are you ready to speak out and rise for justice with me? Are you ready to dance for justice with me? Let's rise together for justice to help free so many women and girls from the silence, and let's help them find their voice. You did it for me. Thank you.
I'm very honored to be here. My name is Cristina Quiñones, and I'm here representing many transgender women who face injustice on a daily basis for long times in their lives. Transgender people face high rates of criminal activity towards their person on a daily basis. This unjust behavior can be felt on our way to school, work, medical appointments, and even when we're out hanging out with our friends. As a current employee for the Center of Excellence for Transgender Health, it is our mission to increase access to comprehensive, effective, and affirming healthcare services for trans and gender variant communities. I have seen the challenges both as a professional and member of your community. I have heard the stories of my fellow transgender colleagues whose reports have not been taken serious when reporting a crime, since it is assumed that they looked for it because of their identity, or law enforcement just didn't know what to label the relationship as or how to report these crimes. Also, the immigrant trans women who are afraid of filing a report because of fear of being deported. This is something that also happens to people that are non-trans, women that are non-trans. Myself having to stand behind a cell for defending myself with a partner who used his strength against me, or even when I've had to file a report and it was not taken serious because of my background record. But fortunately, I am able to stand in front of you and share these experiences. However, not all trans women have this journey. Some of us, and there is no arrest made on the crimes when they're assassinated or hurt. Their families are left wondering, what next? My child is just gone. While the ones who defend themselves get charged and face time behind bars, as we witnessed with Cece McDonald in 2012. What about the trans girls who are too ashamed or afraid of reporting, I ask? Each year there is a day of remembrance to honor the lives of trans people and their partners who have been assassinated due to ignorance. Each year the list has names added to it. This is a problem that is affecting us nationally. According to the National Coalition of Anti-Violence Programs, in 2012, transgender women were 2.9 times as likely to experience police violence as compared to survivors and victims who were non-trans women. 2.7 of them are more likely to face physical violence by the police as compared to survivors and victims who were non-trans. And 2.7 of them experience discrimination as compared to survivors and victims who were non-trans. It is important to create a community that's mobilized to assure that transgender people have a safe environment. First, we need to start understanding what the challenges in our neighborhoods are in order to create these safe spaces. I want to end by saying thank you for inviting us here and creating this space for all women. And since this is an issue that is affecting all of us, we all want to make a difference and ensure that this is a better world for the future women.
So many people who have raised their voices and have us recognize that this is a problem worldwide. Thank you for being here. We're going to have more music for you, and we need you to scream out loud.
I would like to introduce to you or call up here the Board of Supervisors. Yay! We have Supervisor Eric Marr, Supervisor Scott Wiener, come on up, Supervisor David Campos, Supervisor Norman Yee. We have our treasurer, Jose Cisneros. Where's the Treasurer Cisneros? We have Jeff Adachi. Woo-hoo! Come on. They're our city officials. They make things happen. The police chief, Greg Sir. Are you here yet? We have Wendy Steele with the Adult Probation Department. And I'm sure I have forgotten somebody else, and we'll come back and introduce them to you. But I want a big round of applause for our community leaders, our community activists. Hello, they're in the back. So thank you to all of you for making this day together. Today we are rising for justice, and we still have a lot of things going on for you. Thank you. Woo!
Hear you. I'm sorry. I don't hear you. Are we there yet? We have to be really loud and stop violence. At this time, I'd like to welcome Susan Celia Swan. She's the Executive Director of V-Day. You know vagina monologues, right? Well, she's related to all that. The global movement to end violence against women and girls. The woman who runs the world of V-Day.
Thank you, Fabiola. I just want to take a moment to say how amazing it is to have Fabiola emceeing for us today. Fabiola, along with an amazing group of community activists, have sat and discussed and debated and dreamed about today, about creating a space where together we could come and rise for justice. Fabiola, having your voice and your love guide us through this program is a treat, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of us. Last year, we rose and danced to demand an end to violence against women and girls. Since that day, we have escalated our efforts, calling on women and men everywhere to rise, release, and dance and demand justice. 1 Billion Rising for Justice is a global call to women survivors of violence and those who love them to gather at places where they are entitled to justice. Courthouses, police stations, government offices, school administration buildings, workplaces, sites of environmental injustice, embassies, places of worship, homes, or simple public gathering spaces where women deserve to feel safe, but often do not. Imagine 1 billion women releasing their stories, dancing and speaking out at the places where they need justice, where they need an end to violence against women and girls. Today, in 200 countries around the world, women and the women and men who love them rose and demanded justice. Together with us here, 1 Billion Rising for Justice is a movement led by local activists, activists addressing the themes through art, indomitable presence like yours here today, direct demands, and global solidarity. activists across the world have been rising non-stop for the last 40 hours since the day hit the international dateline. We have been up since then, we know. Our team has been up as activists in places across the world, in San Francisco, Marin, Berkeley, Gujarat, Port-au-Prince, Lima, Dallas, London, Rome, Playa del Carmen, have live streamed, protested, and we have danced. So much activity has been generated that we trended on Twitter in South Africa, the UK, and we trended on Facebook. Now that's 1 billion people. Today we rise to break the silence and release our stories through politics, through outrage, through art. We demand that violence will end and that we will work together to explore and dream about what justice looks like for each of us. The voices you heard today, Beverly, Sylvia, and Christina, have spoken to you with a true vision for justice and a true voice and experience that we all must hear. And I know you all, I see this crowd, you all hear it. We have had activists across the world, rickshaw drivers in India today, soccer players in Peru, young teens in New York City with homeless women coming together talking about issues like economic injustice, environmental injustice, histories of racism and colonialism and poverty, how these connect together with the story of ending violence against women and girls. Rural women in South Africa have rose up and talked about abuse due to culture and traditional laws. Women in Pakistan are rising to ensure men and boys realize and understand the cost of masculinity and patriarchy for themselves. We have been honored to work with activists across the Bay Area. San Francisco, you are truly rising today with your brothers and sisters in Marin, in Berkeley, in Oakland, Palo Alto. All the Bay Area is rising. We have been so honored to work with the mayor of San Francisco and his incredible team. And now I want to introduce my sister and V-Day board member, Emily Scott Patrick, to stand with me as we of V-Day and 1 Billion Rising thank all of the incredible people who came together, the over 60 community groups who came together and talked and dreamed and discussed what this day could mean and where it will lead as the discussion moves into the future. We want to thank Mayor Ed Lee and his incredible team, Diana Oliva Aroche, and all of the amazing activists and people in his office. And Diana, I am so sorry, Diana Oliva Aroche. DA George Gascon, who it was in Emily Scott Patrick's living room that the idea of this event was dreamed up when Emily and DA Gascon came together. Rebecca Prozan in the DA's office, Stephanie Ong-Stillman and his incredible team. I want to thank the Department and the Commission on the Status of Women, Emily Marasse, whose tireless leadership has brought us here today with a community of activists who are unparalleled, and a staff who has just shown up, plastered posters, and worked with our team. I want to thank the Filipino Women's Network and Marilee Mondahar, who are here today, helping everyone get their voice and hold up their signs so we can show what justice looks like. I want to thank Emily and our V-Day team, Noelle Colome, our production executive, Nanette Murphy, without whom we could not have done this event. They've come together. Emily and our board have been watching and dancing and dreaming as this has happened across the world. I spoke with part of our team who are in New York tonight who are watching us now as they prepare for New York to rise this evening. And again, as I said, we're here in San Francisco and I am just honored and it is my pleasure to introduce to you Mayor Ed Lee of San Francisco, who has made this possible today.
Everybody, thank you for being here in the great steps of our City Hall of San Francisco. That means something. Are you ready to dance? All right. Well, today at the 1 Billion Rising for Justice, Anita and I wanted to join all of you. And we wanted to join you and all of the people on the stage who I am personally very proud to work together with. From the supervisors to the DA to the PD to the treasurer and all of the elected office, we stand as one with all of you to end violence. We're doing what we can, but you know, when I look at these children, and today, Valentine's Day, pay a lot of special attention to children, don't you? Don't we all? And what I want to be able to say to them is that we as adults, we understand our efforts when we try to succeed in this endeavor. And we are somewhat proud that we went as a city for 44 months without a homicide. But it ended. Yes, that's something to be proud of. But as we look at our kids, they don't deserve 44 months. They deserve 44 years of no violence. And so, now that those 44 months have tragically ended, with the latest, it simply says we have more work to do, and we will do that together. Recommitted to ending violence, not only in our city. We've got to join hands with people around the world. You know who's watching us? 200 other countries around the world are joining us today. And so we've got to send the message to end violence in all forms. Not only violence against women and children, girls. Violence on every level is unacceptable. Do more. And make sure that coming out today, we're proud of our safe city, we're proud of our equitable city, but we also are proud that we have an agenda that we can share with each other and do a lot more.
When men and women are recruited by the government to build military careers that are built around war, it strikes me as particularly insane that our culture criminalizes careers built around sex. When prostitution is outlawed, the women and men who do this work have no legal recourse to demand safe working environments. The outlaw nature of the working conditions make prostitutes easy targets for violence, not only from their Johns and co-workers, but also from police, who do have very bad histories of abusing prostitutes as well. According to various studies, women working as prostitutes in the United States have more than 20 times the likelihood of being murdered as women who make their money elsewhere. And over half the prostitutes in another survey reported being raped on the job. This is a women's health issue, it's a labor issue, it's a feminist issue, and a civil rights issue. Justice to me also looks like the trans women in our community is being valued and supported. It's up to cisgendered people to educate ourselves on trans issues. For the millions of people who fall outside this category, the threat of violence is constant and real. Transgender women, in particular transgender women of color, have a 1 in 8 chance of being killed by violence. Their murders are not avenged, and when trans women fight back against violence, they are likely to be thrown in jail. Like Cece McDonald, who was just released from a men's facility last month after being there since 2011 for stabbing a man who attacked her. As I wrote this, another trans woman was being held in a men's prison in Canada for a passport glitch. If any other demographic of women were being thrown into men's prisons, there would be an outrage. I am outraged. I think we should all be outraged that there's a class of women in our culture so likely to be murdered. A class of women so likely to face job discrimination that taking up sex work is less of a choice than a necessity. A class of women so likely to be imprisoned with men when they fight back against their attackers. Trans women are dealing with an epidemic of violence that ranges from daily harassments to the threat and reality of physical violence. We must stand with the individuals and organizations that are fighting to demand justice for all trans and gender variant people. And I know you guys are all down with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for sharing all those stories. Are we ready to dance? Are we, Sylvia, ready to dance? Well, let's dance. We want to hear you out loud. To the count of 3, we're gonna scream out loud. 1, 2, 3. Record producer, philanthropist, and a member of the Grammy Award-winning group, the Black Eyed Peas. He's Apple Me Up.
What's up, San Francisco? My name is Apple the Apple, the Black Eyed Peas, but my real name is Adam Pineda, and I come from the Philippines. I was adopted as a kid, and I represent the U.S., and I am proud to be both American and Filipino citizen. So today, I am raising justice for my mother, for raising me and 6 of my siblings as a single mother. She was an overseas worker to give us a better life. So justice for my mom.
Yeah! Party people! Are y'all ready to party? San Francisco, what's up? It's gotta be the apple of the eye.